on the subject of stupid things people say in martial arts, self-defense, and combatives. This is probably advice you might have got from one of your parents as a kid. Let them hit first. That is the fucking dumbest idea that anybody has, and it shows that they have no idea about what real violence is like or what fighting is like. Never let them hit first if you can absolutely help it. But having said that, you have to have reasonable grounds to take action. So Randy King once told me that the acronym he uses is JAM, and I adopted that with my teaching too. Jeopardy, to reasonably think you are in jeopardy of harm. Ability, the person has to have the ability to hurt you. And means, they have to have the means to hurt you. They can't call you on the phone and tell you they're gonna kick your ass and then you drive over to their house and go beat the shit out of them. That is assault. So you have to understand use of force models in your country, in your culture, and you have to understand ethically what you are willing to do as well. Lee Morrison, who is absolutely brilliant, said that if you're defending, you're losing. So to let someone hit first means that you have to come back from their momentum and retake the momentum. It's not that easy, and often it's impossible once you get hit. If he nails you first, you might not have the opportunity to get back. And from personal experience, when I was a kid, I could be a mouthy bugger when I drank, and I remember squaring up with a well-known tough guy in my town and being a complete asshole to him. And I don't know why I did it. Insecurity, I don't know. But this is probably the main reason why I got into martial arts seriously as an adult. The next thing I knew, I saw a bright flash. I was at a bush party. I saw this bright flash in my head, and then I saw tree branches, like I was floating. Well, at that point, I was being carried by some of my friends, and they were like, just. They were telling me to just be still, don't get up, because they were worried that he was going to give me some more, because I was such a dick at that moment. That's loyalty, by the way, helping you out even though your bad behavior got you where you are, knowing that there's something more to you than bad behavior. So anyway, fast forward a couple years later, I still am not that serious in martial arts, but I was a Taekwondo student as a kid, and as a kid I could do a fairly good crescent kick or reverse crescent kick. And here I am at another party, out of my head on psychedelics, and there's this guy, and he's a bad guy, right? He's not a nice man. He's a drug dealer, I think, and for some reason I didn't like him. For some reason, even though he did no wrong to me, and again, it was probably insecurity, I decided I was going to fight him. But I learned from my last mistake that I should hit first. And I started this fight. As we were posturing and monkey dancing, I threw a beautiful reverse crescent and I hit him in the face. Well, my flexibility has never been that much good, but it was terrible after not stretching for many years. So I knocked him down, I knocked me down, and we ended up falling on the linoleum in the kitchen floor of this house and then scrambling at each other like this, like a couple of cats. So the people picked us up, separated us, threw me out of the party for my bad behavior. And I learned, though, that if you're gonna hit, make sure you know what you're doing. So again, another experience that pushed me into martial arts and combatives later on, right? So these things show me, these experiences and watching videos from people who really understand violence, like Lee Morrison, Kelly McCann, Tim Larkin, these guys, these brilliant men. If you let someone hit first, you're going to be more than likely losing the fight, or you have a much greater chance of losing the fight. And ego-based fights should be avoided, of course. You should never be there. But if you have nowhere to run, you have no escape, and you have to get through this person or these people, don't wait for them to act, because reacting just gets you beat up. Reacting just makes a hero out of them and a victim out of you. So hit first, look for your escape to safety, and remember, your goal is never to beat the person up. Your goal is always to get away safely. Violence is ugly and terrible things happen. People fall, they hit their heads on pavement, all sorts of bad stuff happens. If you hit the ground, you are depending on their ethics and their restraint to keep them from stomping you into a puddle, from liquefying your head. And it does happen. People are hyper violent quite often. So if you're forced into it, don't wait for them to be hyper violent to you. Be hyper violent until you can get to safety. As soon as you can break away, as soon as you think you can make your escape, that's your duty, in my opinion, in my ethical beliefs, and probably legally in a lot of places. So if you're a parent, you might say this stuff to your kid because you might believe in schoolyard fighting. This is the best tactic, and maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't tell my kid that. I don't tell my boys that, because I don't want them to be a victim of schoolyard violence. If they got a fight in the schoolyard, I want them to make sure that they're safer than the other kid. I'd make no apologies for that. In my opinion, that's just good parenting if you also teach them about avoidance, awareness, de-escalation, and that violence is only a last resort. Thank you.